Oh, bloody camera. Good evening, everybody. I hope you can hear me fine, because if you hiya Jen, if you didn't know or didn't see the thing, I have new microphone. So yes, hopefully it works. I had all kinds of issues to get it working earlier. So hopefully it sounds fine, because basically, last week when I did that like live edit without a lot of presenting, I did it like as if I was going to record it. I watched it back and the sound was terrible. Why don't you tell me these things? Thank you, Peter. Well, to be honest, in comparison to last week, good God, you've let me sound like that probably since I moved up here into this new office. It sounded horrible. Did it? Maybe it was because I downloaded it. I don't know, but I downloaded it to then put it into Premiere to be able to fiddle around with it. And it was terrible. It sounded awful. So I decided I'm not putting up with that anymore. So I now have this. I mean, I think one of the main problems is it was probably all right with the old computer, but this one is so. I have no idea, Andrew. I think it was with the old computer it wasn't too bad, but with this one, I think with it being so bloody noisy, because I haven't worked on that yet. I need to sort out the maybe change the fans and things like that to get it quieter. Maybe even the PSU, because it's so noisy in the background with the other one. Because I think it's the pattern noise or whatever microphones. It's like the old one, which is this, the old Rode ICM 50, which to be honest I got for free. Was it just picked it seemed to pick everything up. And hopefully this one is a bit more directional, straight out the front, and not so much side. I think it does pick out the side a bit, but hopefully not as much as the last time. So hopefully this is better. You never know, if this sounds good, might get back into podcasting again. Because good God, that's only been 2.5 years since I did the last one. Oh, that's very kind, Peter. That's very kind. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. But anyways, good evening and good morning and everything to you all. Good morning, Jen. Good afternoon, Peter. Good afternoon, Kathleen. Good evening, Andrew. How are we? Are you all having a lovely week? It's got a little bit warmer here. I'm not handling the warmth very well. It's too hot. It's not too wet. It's like 20 degrees, but for some reason that's too hot for me. It's just everything's so warm. So, you're definitely having a week, Jen? Oh no. Oh no. Is it at work or is it weather? Good evening, Simon. How are you? Beautiful today. Very good, very good. Yes, because muggy. Oh, definitely muggy. I'll work. Okay. Because obviously, Jen, you were a bit far north for that hurricane thing over on the west coast, which I don't know. Was it not quite as? Work's definitely overrated, Peter. Yeah. What was it? Yeah. I was going to say, was it a bit disappointing in the end? Because obviously there was probably loads of flooding and whatever. But I didn't see it all over the news or all over TikTok or whatever. I was expecting to see loads and loads of stuff about it. And like one of the people I know, which I presume, I think they live in California. I've no idea what part. Kind of, I asked them last night. I was like, "Did you survive then?" And it's like, to be honest, it was a nice day. So, but I'm not sure where they actually were or live, to be honest. So it seemed to just blow on through. To be honest, Peter, if you can get away with it, why not? Why not? I feel like the only work I get done is like now, on a Tuesday night, where I specifically sit down to actually do something, get an edit out. But yeah, strange things happen. So since last week, have I done anything? It's been one of them. It's been one of them times. So last week, we did that recording thing. I have taken it offline, so it's not private, but it's unlisted, because the idea is I will chop it up into shorts and bits and pieces like that. The other thing was that I suddenly remembered what I was actually asked to do before the end of September, which involved teaching, and I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that stream. So that's the other reason why I kind of took it offline as well. You may have to get a job soon. That sucks, Andrew. That sucks. Sometimes I think like that, and then I realise how shit jobs are. So, deciding I'm not going down that route yet. Actually, I'm on the point of resigning from the little bit of work I do. You may remember that I am clerk to the parish council on a temporary basis. That temporary basis started in November. It's now nearly September, and I think I'm going to go. Well, actually, I've already said I'm not doing it anymore. I don't hate it, but there's some people on it that are a pain in the backside, and I don't want to deal with all the crap. So, and this, like everything else, suffers. My photography suffers, my streaming suffers. I haven't got time to do stuff. So, Peter, I was chair of the parish council, and I jacked that in within about 6 months because it was so bad. But my next but one's successor asked me if I would be interested in doing being the clerk for it temporarily. And seeing as I needed the money, decided to take it. They are, Andrew. They're terrible. Can't be bothered with them at all. I was on one for like 6 years, chair for 6 months, resigned from everything. And then I've been back as clerk, which is all right because all you do is sit in the meeting and take notes, and then like look at emails for a month in between. So it's reasonably easy, but it's just some people are a pain in the backside. Don't want to do that anymore. Or that one person. Anyway. But yeah. Good evening, Serge. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. Nice to see you. But yeah, so that's that. I did actually begin, you'll be pleased to know, I did begin looking into calendars. Yeah, it's always that one person, Jen. There's always one. And this one's already seen off three chairs of the parish council. They've all got sick of her. I'm one of them included, obviously. I'm not too bad, Serge. A little bit warm, a bit muggy in the day. Serge, hopefully you can hear the audio. It might be a little bit better today. Yeah, but basically she splits the entire thing. So yes, I looked into calendars, and that's as far as I got. I looked into them. So yes, making a little bit of headway there. I need to spend some time doing it. And and time seems to be lacking at the minute. But we'll hopefully get there in the coming weeks. That's another reason why I'm resigning from that position, because I can't get anything bloody done. So there's that. And also, just for a laugh, because I've seen other people do it elsewhere, streamers especially, I put together a wish list page using a service called Throne. The link to such a thing is in the description below. There's some funny ones, there's some stuff for streaming, but yeah, mainly for fun and just to be cheeky. You know, if some billion, you know, if Mr. Beast drops by, you know, that's basically there for him, not for any of you guys. But just for a laugh. What else is going on? Yes, exactly. Serge, you asked the question, what mic did I get? I got the Rode Pod mic. So I've moved from the realms of USB sound, because the old one was the Rode ICM 50, which is a USB microphone. And so I've got that, and so I got this, which you go back to XLR stuff, and then down here I've got a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 mixer. So it's got an extra XLR in case I do another audio. I thought I might as well get one with two on rather than the solo one, which has only got one in. So hopefully that'll do the biz. It sounded alright this afternoon. You'll have to let us know if it sounds better, good, whatever. But yeah, the pod mic, which actually it was pretty good because it was less than 100 quid. And the Focusrite thing was I think it was just over 100. I think. So I got some cable. I made a mistake. I got an XLR cable. I ordered one and then said it wasn't going to be here till Thursday, but I wanted it for today. I wanted everything the next day, so I had to get another one. And I mistakenly never checked to see how long it is, and it was only a meter. So my desk is now cables going everywhere until I get it all sorted out. So I'll get myself a 3 meter XLR cable, and it'll be a bit tidier and around the back of the screens and stuff. And the annoying thing is for monitoring, got one of them headphone jacks, the 6mm whatever to 3.5. The one I got, can't get the other jack in the back of it. It's badly made or something, so that's going back. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass. But yeah, so I managed to borrow one off a neighbour, and he says, just keep it. So yeah, that's today's excitement. And actually tomorrow, because I stupidly watched a YouTube video the other day on Star Wars toys. So on that channel they kind of mentioned a online shop that sells Star Wars figures. So I think I've got 4 figures coming tomorrow. So it might be the hiss might be the PC, because it's still not, you can hear the noise in it. But yeah, the way the doodads set up, the filters on it, OBS, the way that's set up, it kind of, it doesn't, there's like noise cancellation on it, so it might kind of make it a bit watery as well. So it's the NVIDIA noise cancellation from, you know, the graphics cards uses. Obviously, yes, the wind in my hair is extravagant. So yeah, exciting, spending money like there's no tomorrow, and then I got a notification from the bank. It's like, you have this much left in your account. You're like, balls. Yeah, since the newer PC arrived, Andrew, that is about 100 decibels more noisy than the previous one. So I think that's been the issue. One of the issues, that it is incredibly noisy. and much less efficient on the electrics as well. Which I think is why I kind of need a new PSU in it, or the PSU from the old machine into it, to get that efficiency back, or whatever. Or maybe just change the fans to silent fans. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. There's lots of little things to do and no time to do them in. Because little things should only take 10 minutes, but it'll take me all day, I know for a fact. So, but yeah, anyways, I'll be interesting to listen back to this stream tonight, see how it sounds. But yeah, when I downloaded the file from last week, it sounded terrible. Nice, Zion, nice. Yeah. I've got a load of Star Wars Episode 1 figures, which I bought in like 97 was that when that came out? 99? I don't know. Around about that time. So I bought like all the main ones, and I thought, right, I'm not going to open them. I'm going to put them away in a cupboard somewhere, so they didn't see the light of day or anything like that. And then when I looked into them, the figures you buy now are more expensive than those ones. Ridiculous. So what a waste of time. So you might as well just buy what you want and play with them. Get them out of the packets. None of that rubbish. Exactly, Andrew. A simple job of putting the new mic together with the thingy, and it was the monitoring jack converter that caused an issue, and it was a pain, basically. It was a pain. So that slowed things down. Then figuring out how to work it. So took watching YouTube videos and reading stuff to figure out how it works, because it's not obvious. It's not obvious. Anyways, good evening, Sergio. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. Good to see you. Oh yeah. To be honest, Sergio, I mean, how many weeks have I had? Is it since Paul gave us this machine? It still hasn't got the cover on it yet. It's still just sitting there with the cover. Sitting beside it. Mainly because I was like, oh, if I do this, I'll do this one day, and then we'll never got to it. I've still got some, Simon, but unfortunately there was the old lawnmower incident of about 1984 or 1985, which claimed the lives of many a Star Wars figure in my house. A very distressing day. I had such a good collection until my dad decided to go over it with the lawnmower because he wasn't looking. I know, Serge, but we'll get there eventually. Well, there's things like, well, maybe I'll change the fan. Or like the CPU coolant. Maybe get a new... Is it what do you call it? A fan? For the bit that sits on the CPU and keeps it cool. Technical terminology is not my strong point. But yes. What the... Kids running around in this village. Shocking. Shoot them all. CPU cooler. Is that the actual technical term for it? I haven't got a clue. Anyhow, much chat, not much work going on. What do we want to do tonight then, fellas? Chaps? Ladies? Girls? Heatsink. That's the kind of thing I was thinking of, Seb. Thank you very much. It's kind of a fan, yeah. The heatsink thing was I think that's what I was kind of meaning. Right. So last week we did that image of Bambara, but it was very technical, and came out all right actually. I thought. I was most surprised. But I'm tempted to go back to June. Back to June and back to Lindisfarne. Let's go rated. I'm convinced there's still images to be made from that. Having said that, I'm looking through it now and I'm like, did I edit? Did I do this a couple of weeks ago? I think I must have done. Damn. Good intentions. Might have spoiled myself. Yeah, Sergio, I am going to chop it up into pieces. Rather than it being like an hour and 40, whatever it was, I'm going to chop it up into bits that will be more suited. So it'll become like a series. So you can, like, you know, probably at most it'll be 20-minute chunks. Hopefully less. So we'll see how that goes. The other thing is, I got an email from Squarespace today. I don't know if they've been doing this long, but they have a new service, kind of service anyway. That you know, it's a bit like Skillshare, and you can put your own tuition things in. Tutorials. That's the word. And like a tutorials and post video and have things sectioned out and whatever. And then you can run, you know, all the payment and all the subscription, all that is run through Squarespace. So of course they get their percentage off the top, the bastards. So I was thinking, because some of you know what is coming in the coming months with another provider of tutorials, and now I'm thinking that might be the only one that goes on that service. I do my own. So the next thing is what would you like to learn from me? Suggestions in the chat below, or suggestions and comments below. That would be a good idea. Of everything that I do, practical and editing, what would you like me to teach you or have access to, like structured tutorials on how to do it? Let me know. Drop us an email, send us a DM on a Discord, leave a comment below, whichever you want to do. Let me know, and I will start putting some ideas together. How to set up a road pod mic. Very good, Andrew. You I can spoil that one now. You go onto YouTube, you search for why is my pod mic not talking to my Focusrite, and play around until it works. If I knew how to do that, Sergio, I would not be in the strife I'm in at the moment. No. Ooh. There we go, Seb. There we go, Seb. Good. If you can add it into the comments as well, because like chat kind of tends to disappear. If you put it in the comments, that can you can't access comments yet, can you? No. Comments are only there after the live, aren't they? Remember to put them in after I've finished the stream. Alright, so tonight, what am I going to do? I'd say I did not plan. Like, there's no planning for this. I was too busy setting all this up. Right, hopefully the same audio's selected on this. Fingers crossed. Grand. Thanks, Seb. Yes. I was going to edit one of these because they look quite good. Now I'm not convinced. Actually, we've got these distant ones. We could throw one of these together with a bit of a strong, because we already edited this one a few weeks ago, or at some point since June. Or maybe I did this off stream. Probably not. I never do anything off stream anymore. So we could do something like this, but let's chuck in some mad colour and see what happens. That'd be an idea, wouldn't it? Everybody say yes. Yes, Andy. Let's do that. So yeah, we're going to use that one. That one. That one. I even went onto Bard yesterday. Was it yesterday? Maybe the day before. Onto Bard, the Google's AI version, version of ChatGPT, and basically asked that, basically, like, what Photoshop skills do you kind of would be beneficial to ICM for ICM photo editing? And it spat some interesting suggestions back, which I like. Never considered that as useful before. So these wonderful new tools that we get to play with these days. Why weren't they around when I was a kid? I might not have been the academic failure that I was, with the internet to copy from and AI to do all my homework. I'd have been a brain box rather than a dunnard. Let's go with that one. Let's go with. I'm looking for strong sheeps. What are you listening said? Let's go with that one. Right, so these 5, so that's 1. It's not more. It's more than 5 actually. And that 6 today. We're breaking the mold, people. Right, develop. It depends, Seb. I've had some naff results from both. I don't know whether it's easier to craft questions on Bard. I don't know. I haven't really used it enough. And I haven't subscribed to the Google one. Not the Google, the ChatGPT 4. I haven't subscribed to that one. I might have done if it was a few quid, but I think it's like $20, 20 quid, something like that. A month. That's the other thing. I was on thinking about YouTube and stuff like that, and trying to having what I can do to make more people watch. Well, making videos would help Andy, but getting more people to watch YouTube and using like vidIQ and TubeBuddy, and looking to see how much it is to subscribe to them to get all the information and help. And you're like, good God, how much a month? So I was like, no, thank you. I was going to do mad colour, wasn't I? Right, let's open that up. Dark or light. Let's leave that as it is. There. Do you have to pay for 3.5? Or is that just the new? Is that just the standard? Is 3.5 the standard version now? Because I pay for Midjourney. I don't really want to pay for everything under the sun. Don't like paying for things. Whoa. I've got no idea what I'm doing with this. 3.5 is the free one. Okay. That's the one I've been using then. I did look to see what the plus thing was. Yeah. Because 4 is the one that's actually connected to the internet, so it's like up to date in it. Right. Whoa. I want to do mad color. I'll stick mad color into it once we get into Photoshop, I think. Right, dust spots. Where's the button gone? Have I lost the button? Show view. Where's the bar? Where's the bar along the bottom? Soft proofing. That's the one, isn't it? Nope. Where's the bar along there? Hold on, this was updated the other day, didn't it? Didn't it? Have they moved things? Yeah, I thought that was something like that, Seb. Have Lightroom been moving things again? Or is it just me being stupid? It's probably me being stupid. What's missing? The bar along the bottom here, Andrew, where you would select, like, turning the black and white thing on and off. Where's that? And you could use the slider to tell it how strong you wanted it. Where's the button gone? Not the button, there's a bar. It was along here. Have they got rid of it? Or have I pressed a button and at some point in the past and it's gone? View options. Does anybody know? Can anybody help? I don't need it. Like, I just noticed it wasn't there. Yeah. Balls. Panels. It's on yours. Okay. What one of these might detail? No. Oh well. We'll look into it later. Right, so anyways, get rid of some of these. Hopefully it won't crash again. I think it's probably just I'll have pressed a keystroke at some stage and it's disappeared on me. Because I don't think it auto-updated the other day. I know it keeps on saying there's updates to do, but I don't think it's in Lightroom. I might be wrong. I often am these days. Yeah, it's not there. I'll have pressed a button, that's all it. It's all it'll have been. What the? That one, and I think that will do. Otherwise, we'll be here all bloody night. Hopefully that does it. Fingers crossed it has. Yes, it kept it. Just never sure. Never sure. Right, we'll sync these across. I can probably rush through the edit now, seeing it's like already after 8 o'clock. Too much chat. Edit these into Photoshop. And while I start doing that, I will come back to main screen. While I start going in the background, trying to save some resources. I wonder if there's... I wouldn't even know what to search for, to be honest. In... what's the technical term that they call it? We call it dust spotting. Obviously, clone thing in Lightroom. Clone stamp. In Lightroom. Spot removal tool, that's what they call it. It's alright, I haven't done much, to be honest, Simon. Spot removal tool. Is there a keystroke to make it the panel come disappear or not? Keyboard shortcut. I don't know. Spot removal. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it says there's something about the Q key, but I don't know if that brings up the panel. It's the little bar that I'm bothered about. Because obviously you just press the button on the UI to get the tool up. So I press Q there. It doesn't bring the bar. They got rid of the bar. But how do you adjust the size and well, you can change the size, but the intensity of the black and white bit. Spot removal. Spot removal. Lightroom bar. That doesn't work. Don't know. Yeah. Peter, that sounds dangerous. You mean to say I have a saved workspace? Are you sure? I don't ever remember saving a workspace. It's probably just a right click on here or something. Maybe he's not as well. Yeah. Anyway, wasting time. Photoshop. Yeah, we'll see. Right, okay, so we want select all these. Darken. Yeah, should we try to do something a bit mad tonight? I have a desire to be mad. We could go difference. We'll see what happens. So we do need to line these up a little bit. Yeah. That one's an outlier. Right, so we base them on this one. Well, some would... I need to change that to multiply, don't I? Some may say... I think this one might be a bit of a throwaway. Don't know what's going to happen here. Oh, you don't? Do your search. Thank you very much for the notice. Thank you, Serge. Sorry about that. Right, so anyways, I've blended these together. We'll multiply, and I'm just aligning them. Yeah. Prime example of Andy needs some sleep. It does. To be honest, I was surprised how big it was. That's what she said anyway. Wrong one. I was expecting it to be a lot smaller. I'm quite impressed. I did read a few a few reviews, just to basically see what the people that know about these things. And basically said, oh, you can get better for the same money and blah blah blah. And then they said, unless you've got a deep voice, and I'm like, I think I've got a deep voice. Oh, Simon. Oh, Simon. Do I the chink of the tip jar? You found a special word. Probably it will probably be on Sky Arts or something like that. I bought a new Turner book because obviously most of you will know one guesses to which word exactly. Most of you will know Stephen, who drops in now and again into the chat, into the stream, into the channel now and again, Mr. Curry, and he was passing by the other day, so I nipped in to see. He was with the family and stuff, and they were at Barter Books. I think it was like is it the second biggest second-hand bookshop in the UK or something like that? It has some claim to fame anyway. So we met there, had a bit of a crack, and whilst I was there, I bought a Turner book. And I bought, just because I don't have it. I don't know if there's anything useful or new in it, but it's Paths to Fame, Turner watercolours from the Courtauld Gallery, whatever. Sounds French. So I'll have a look at that at some stage in the future. Jennifer, what are you doing? Right, I was going to do daft things with this, wasn't I? I was going to attempt to do daft things. We could try to do daft things with this. Thank you very much for the tip there, Jen, for triggering the word. Do indeed. What a mistake to make. You're the one that set them up as well. That's the thing. Yeah, he's not quite as prolific. Unfortunately, like 250 years in the ground will do that to you. Or 175 or whatever. It'll slow down the productivity. Your mind is elsewhere, Jen. That's what it is. Right. So let's throw something a little bit daft here. Because if we take one layer out, it changes it massively. One of the weird things about blend modes. So hopefully that's kind of strong enough in there. Oh yeah, exactly. I'm like that every day, Andrew. Every day. Right, so what we want from here is we'll kind of stamp these together. And we will invert them. Is that shift? I was going to get a better result than that. Okay, so let us add a new layer. And give us a, what's it called? Color. That's That's what it is. Orange, that's what I'm looking for. Paint bucket tool is under which thingy? What's the paint bucket tool under? Because I still haven't set up my custom menu. Is it in gradient? Yeah, it's under gradient. I thought it was. So we click on there, fill that with that, and then fill this with hue. Ooh. Oosh. No, we're going to have to leave it at 100. At 100. Well, let's have a look at colour. I'm going to say I'll have to leave it at 100%. That'll do. Right, the only one that's going to anywhere close to working is that one. And if I Shift and I, isn't it? No, it's not that one. Control and I. Is it? Yes, it is. It's still not working. Didn't quite work. So that's quite an interesting bit in the middle here. Quite interesting indeed. What can we do? Let's have an adjustment layer. And if we go to curves, let's brighten this up a little bit. Keep on going. This is going to be quite crunchy by the end. Actually, I think I might just put a mask across the bottom of there. Gradient is under there. A wee bit mask to darken the foreground, like so. You've all gone quiet. Are you all scared of the tip jaw now, are we? You've all gone quiet. Yep, nobody's saying anything. There's only about 6 words on it. Clue, Turner is one of them. Excellent, Kathleen. Yeah, there's a few books in like the, made available by the Tate Britain and things like that in the National Gallery that you kind of like, be quite interesting to have that. Add them to the collection. Hue and saturation layer. Just a wee bit tweak just to see what's going on. See if we can do something matte. I'm quite enjoying the orange. As you know, I always like the orange. You know this. It's not a surprise. Like around this area, there's not going to be a lot of definition, obviously. But potentially we might get some weird pattern when we get into Analog Effects Pro. We even lighten it like that, might. Just a wee bit. Might aid it along. Might it? We could change the opacity so it's not quite as strong. Dial it back to like that. Yeah. Thank you, Seb. Thank you, Seb. Sometimes you've just got to do the odd daft thing. When I glance across at my other monitor, which is a bit dark, set a bit darker than this one, the flash of light here really kicks off. This is quite dark in comparison. So, before we go into Analog Effects Pro, because I'm not convinced that's going to do much, I might go into Viveza and just brighten this area and darken this area, so it looks more storm-like. Maybe. Right, Viveza is that one. Let's click on that. And wait a little second or two. Oh, the other thing I need to remember, just check the dates. Patreon people, come back camera. Patreon people, this Friday will be the monthly Zoom chat, because it is the last Friday of the month already. Would you believe it? Ooh, add the golden hour filter. Very nice. So yes, Friday 7:30 p.m. as usual for my time. I know, Jen. Doesn't seem 5 minutes since it was you, me, and Peter having a little chat. More people are welcome, obviously. Those of you that are on Patreon. So it will be good to see whoever has time to turn up. It'll be lovely. Those are you on Patreon or YouTube members. The booth get the same, as I've said before. Obviously, if you become a YouTube member, then Google gets more of a cut than what Patreon does. So, if you're going to choose one, choose Patreon. And there's lots of older content on Patreon as well. But yeah, that gets you into this thing. Yeah, it's quite interesting, isn't it, Andrew? Quite interesting. I'm liking this darker feel. But I still think we need to go back into the laser and just brighten this up a little bit. It's going to be a very no subject kind of image. But this area here is lovely. This area here is lovely. God knows what this is, but you know. They do, Jen. I mean, not everybody gets a star, but Jen gets a star. There's your cue, people. You get little badges, and you get a free. Do you get a free super chat or something as well, Jen? Something like that. It's like something really stingy, like one a month. God, Google being very stingy. Sometimes I kind of wish that I'd started doing this on Twitch instead. But alas. To be honest, I could actually. Well, no, I haven't got the power to dual stream it. Free super chat regularly. I'm sure it's like one a month. Anyways, I know, yeah, it is, Jen, isn't it? I've tried twice. Didn't get anywhere. So I just use Twitch for watching people now. My reserve account as well if I ever get banned. So yes, Viveza, that's what I was going to do. Viveza, now I think I'm just going to brighten this up a little bit. It looks really nice on that monitor. Yeah, it's really annoying, that, isn't it? Never got in. I think Mixer kind of closed around about the time when I like started paying attention to like stuff that isn't YouTube. So I was like, oh yeah, there's that Twitch thing. Wonder what that's like. Was it like? Was it just before the pandemic as well, or a little bit before the pandemic? I was in Viveza, wasn't I? What a plonker. Anywho, right, is that the circular one? There it is. No, not that far. That's great. Has that made that really crunchy now, though? Or is that just the way I'm looking at it? This area here. It looks a bit crunchy. Don't know if I like that. I think it was like that before and I just never spotted it, but yeah. Yeah, did Microsoft buy Mixer at some stage or something? Was that what it was? I remember, like, I think did Ninja get a contract from them, and then, like, months later, it all kind of fell apart. I need time to play games again. I don't want to have time to play games. It's most annoying. I don't think this needs to be as bright. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Right, apply that and back. Yeah. It's a bit annoying when people like built careers around it. They just go. So, which is kind of the danger of starting anyway, to be honest. Nowadays, you don't know if it's going to be there forever and ever. Well, it's not going to be there forever and ever. I mean, a few weeks ago, everybody was like, "Oh, Twitch is dying." And you're like, "No." That's what happens when you leave for 10 minutes, Peter. That's what happens when you leave for 10 minutes. It's dangerous to leave this stream. Although sometimes it can be a nice surprise when you return. So I have a feeling that I'm not convinced the analog effects is going to do much to this. It's going to make it very dark. Straight out of the box. So we'll probably have to do a bit of work. But we'll see. We'll see what it does. I know for a fact it's not going to be a technically perfect image. Apologies for the accents, by the way. I watched The Irishman last week. See, stop right now. To be honest, Peter. To be honest. Let's click this one, see what it's like. Actually, let me see. So potentially that one. We're just looking, everybody. We're just ruling down the choices. I mean, that's very dark, but you know. I'll load the rest. Thank you. What's that one like? Oh, a bit of Gertrude. Gertrude never fails to deliver. Yeah. What's this one? Darker version of Gertrude. Very much derivative of. If Oppenheimer did ICM. Yep. Ooh, look at this little area here. Ooh, sir. Suits you, sir. It's a bit nice. So it's all about getting the positioning now. Thankfully, I can go back to the. Right, so that I might do a couple of versions of this. Right, what's the exposure balance? If I increase that to 50, kill that zoom, gives it a bit more crunchiness. I mean, again, like I do try to tell people like forget about certain areas of the screen, of the screen when you're appraising images, especially. But in this one, I'm very much forgetting, not even contemplating what's over here in this top right-hand corner. It's all to do with this little area here. It looks magnificent. Right, lens vignette. We kill that off. So that's -7. If we make that -4, it's not as strong. Okay, and then we reduce the fade on the film type. Reduce it. Thank you. And that gives it a bit more strength and it doesn't wash out the black so much. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Right, so that was how it started. That's how it is. Is it too vivid now? Is it too red? It is safe to say red unless Jen's been naughty and changed the words, by the way, people. Is it... Do I dare move it now? Do I dare move that second exposure? Is it too red? I don't know what I'm asking for. It's my art. Well, just remember, I've got a Snickers in my pocket. It'll be melty now. Oh, no. Boo. Half melted Snickers in my pocket. You can't remember. The last time I looked, Jen, it wasn't on it. Anybody that's got a big bank balance want to test it? There you go, safe. Yeah, no fridge, yeah. Yeah, okay, right. I'm nervous. See, there's just this little bit of light here. Right there. It almost looks like the sun peeking over the sea. Oh, man. I drop the detail extractor. Oh, no. Undo, sir. Undo. I don't really want to test anything else. I need zoom set ever so slightly, and that just softens those clouds. Yeah. Let's leave it like that, and then we'll call this one semi-done. So we'll apply that, quite like that, then we'll come back in. Yeah, well, the sun's always going to rise no matter what's happening in the world, whether it's burning or freezing or what. The sun is always going to rise until it explodes one day and consumes the entire solar system. Happy days, joy of joys and everything. And we've got aliens everywhere. I bet it was aliens that knocked that Russian thing out of the sky above the moon and it made it crash. I bet that was aliens. Did you see the video of the MH470 or whatever it is? The plane that disappeared over in Indonesia? Did you see the video of the 3 UFOs going around and around a plane and then it disappeared? Yeah, probably that, Andrew. Probably that. But yeah, all fake, but quite amusing. Right, so that's that one done, and we'll go back into Analog Effects Pro. I think it's all just CGI surge, but it made people on Twitter post it. It's quite good fun. But aliens everywhere. Yeah, because they were testifying in Congress or something, weren't they, the other week? Aliens exist. Yeah, and? Maybe. Do you think the moon's going to come for going to fall out the sky? What was that film? Really bad film? It was a moon landing or something. Was it moon landing? No. Or it ended up the moon's hollow or something. It's got Sam Tarley out of Game of Thrones in it. I've never seen it, but it looked as weird as hell. Right, this one. That's the business there. Again, this is all about creating light from nothing, from darkness. Exactly. Tasty cheese at that, probably. God, what a random conversation tonight. That's what I wanted that up there. I wanted the light here. So we're going to have, well, I mean, we've got proper blacks over here. Proper blacks, so we're going to have to accept those. I was going to say deal with those. We're not going to deal with those, we're just going to accept him. I mean, what I could do is I could boost everything generally and then crush it down. Yeah, we'll leave it like that because it looks like a storm. You know, I love my storms. So that's quite nice. I'm not twiddling with color. Let's just apply that. I think was there another one I was looking at? We'll have a look at one more. Otherwise we'll be here all night. I know. These are the ones that you send off to get printed, and it's a standard cost. But yeah, I'm not printing this at home, that's for certain. Some other mug can use all their black ink on that. Not that anybody wants them anyway. Don't become a photographer, everybody. There's no money in it. Right. Yeah, I'll fix for all. One more. One more option. Because it's 20 to 9 already. Which one did I use there? I've forgotten already. This one I initially kind of thought about, but it needs the zoom strength to nothing. The others are better. Yeah, let's not look at them. The ones at the very bottom of the pile never got down that far. Good God, how many bloody things have I got? 85, that's how many I've got. Oosh, look at that one. Wow. Ooh. Well, that's quite similar to the first one, but so fire. Very much fire. Let's bring this over here. Rotate this a little bit round. What was that song where it was just fire? Probably from the 80s or something. Excuse me, people. I should really go to bed at nights. Well, going to bed's the easy bit. It's the not being awake at 4 o'clock in the morning is the hard of it. Makes me a bit tired. Right, what am I doing with this? Go on, Andy. Pleb. Right, if I turn this the other way around, can we light the other side? To make it different. Same but different. Potentially search. Oh, that reminds me, Ahsoka starts tonight. For you lot in the US, you don't need to get up at stupid o'clock in the morning to watch it when it's released. Some of us will just have to wait until early in the tomorrow morning. I have no plans till about 10 o'clock. Actually, that looks pretty nifty. That does look pretty nifty. If only this had retained some structure rather than, so we're kind of relying on this little squiggle here, aren't we? That is looking pretty atmospheric. Right. Lens vignette. What's that doing for me? Right, okay, so I'm already on there. We bring that over here. Let's make that a rectangle. That's -4. You want it? No. Small adjustments, Luke. Small adjustments. Like about there. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, something like that, right? Do we go for another? No, let's put the brakes on. That's enough of that. That's enough of that for tonight. Right. Don't screw it up. Don't fail on me, Photoshop. I'm touching wood. Don't fail on me. Right. That one. That one. And that one. Right, so that is 2.61 gigabytes. Like, right, I'm just going to save this one as the main bit. And then we'll do the flatten over the other two to be able to export it properly. And then we'll do some cropping. And yeah. I like this new computer. 97, 98%. Flies through it. It says now that it's stopped. Come on. Go on, move on to 99. Don't just sit on 98% after I complimented you. Good God. No! It's not over 4 gig. It says 2.61. What a pain in the arse. Really? Adobe need to work on that. Numbering. Bottom corner it says 2.61 gigabytes for the file. And it says it won't save it because it's over 4. How is it over 4? There's only 12 layers? 13 layers? Ridiculous. Give me my money back. And then it takes forever. Seek of my life. You've all gone quiet again, by the way. Keep talking. Mind-numbingly slow. Good God, it's got dark. Why is it taking so long? You're tired as well, Serge. I think the warm weather hasn't helped either, because that's got me pretty well. Pretty well beat. Not sleeping properly because it's too warm. Like anything over about 15 degrees, I'm like, too warm. New fun. Yeah, let's all curse work. Working sucks. It's just a pity people say that it's kind of necessary. I don't believe them, to be honest. I was getting a bit mad. I was listening to the radio this morning. Where was I going this morning? Oh yeah, shopping this morning. Listening to the radio this morning, they were on about what were they on about? Something to do with education. Oh, it was like physical education at school and how because schools are all not monitored, ranked. So the best schools, best schools are higher ranked and whatever on results and they're on about PE lessons and sport at school and all this kind of stuff. And how that, like, trimming all that time down so they can do extra maths and extra English and extra science. And I was like, why? They've got to get rid of the current way of thinking about education. Like, all you need now is to be able to differentiate and how to search words on the internet and how to use AI. Everything else does not matter. You will work it out. Being able to read will help, obviously, and a bit of number literacy and all that will help. But basically, all you're going to be in the coming years, especially if you're at school now, you're just going to be an interface to AI bots. There's going to be no jobs left. That's like, just let them play sports because that's all that's going to be left to do. God. Exactly, Jen, exactly. Yeah, it's guaranteed something will get in the way whilst you're watching stream or something. So oh no, Andrew. A little bit too much information, but was it a good sunrise, by the way? I've seen a few sunrises lately, but I've been kind of lying in bed looking out the window going, oh, the tree's all lit up orange. Must be a nice sunrise. Turned over and gone back to sleep. But yeah, it wasn't very orange this morning, that's for certain. Right, okay, so I want this one as a layer, so I need to flatten this. Where's the flatten button? There we are. File. Save as PSD, thank you very much. It's not letting me do. Edit to save. Z to undo, thank you very much. And then flatten. File and save as. Edit 3. Save. Undo. These starting points worth it? Probably not. Let's forget about them. And then back in Lightroom, and hopefully we have 3 images. Yes, we do. Now, I would imagine these three images will all now have that issue that we came across a while back of the preview, the color monitor, not the color correct, no, color profile is different between the develop module and the library module. Because Adobe are a shower of shit. If you're up and about, Andrew, you might, you feel like getting out and about, you might as well. Will not be long before the sun rises again in better times. Well, they're a bit better times now. It's like 5 o'clock now or something, isn't it? What am I looking for? Set rating. 3 stars. And we don't want them. So we now have these 3. There you go. Did you see that? Did everybody see that? I hope you all saw that. If I switch back to develop, watch this area here. Watch how it changes, everybody. Clicking on the develop module now. Did it change? I wasn't looking. But if I switch back to the library mode, I'm sure it did. You'll have seen the change. If I switch to library, it'll change. There you go. Look how flat and orange it is. Weird. Very screwed up. So anyways, so we had that one, and we have this one. Probably my least favourite of the 3, to be honest. Not that keen on this one now. And then this one. Quite nice. A few nice little images there. So we need preset, not virtual copy of this one. We need to have this one, please. Right. Deselect that. Deselecting that. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have this one. Obviously, this is very much attuned to being a long, narrow one. So let's go for a 16:9 crop because it's nearly time for more wallpapers, everybody, isn't it? So we could crop in quite tight. I mean, this looks like a lovely little storm in here. Lovely. It's quite nice. I mean, to be honest, you could have that down here as well. Or there. You don't need to go really high. Just moving the horizon line so it's not in the middle, so just enough there. How much extra room do we need? Not very much, just about there. Then you've got that leading line coming in around about here, kind of into the corner. Works all right. And let's confirm that one. So I think we could probably get a more traditional shaped image out of this as well. So thinking about Instagram. So obviously 5x4 is better on Instagram than a 3x2. I keep on mentioning it in Instagram. I haven't posted in weeks. I haven't posted anything anywhere for weeks, to be honest. Apart from YouTube. And a bit of TikTok. So that, yeah, that's a nice little crop. Quite nice, quite nice. Let's back to this one. Can we get a really narrow one? Another virtual copy. And let's go 3B1. A bit of crazy drama. Or maybe 2x1. Be a bit more sensible. It's very, very similar to. Then again, it's very similar to the 16:9, but it's just a little bit more dramatic, isn't it? Right. Okay. There's probably more crops in there, but we will move on to the next one. Now this one. This one is obvious. Could I do a little bit of tweaking of this? Basic. Open the shadows a little bit. Is it going to do much? Not really. Okay, highlights. We could boost them a little bit. We could also add a little bit more vivid color. A little bit of vivid color. Tweaked a little bit. Just a little bit. HSL. Well, didn't mean to go that far. Maybe about there. It's a little bit better, I think. Don't need much more than that. So I think this one is probably going to lend itself better to like a 3B2. It's got this nice area here. I don't think I'll even keep the original crop. Let's just go 3x2. That's marginally smaller. And I should bring this in here. Bring that up to about there. And how far do I dare creep this in? To be honest, let's have that about there. Exactly, Jen. Thank you very much for the reminder. You're doing a marvellous job as mod again. Always appreciated. Somebody's got to keep me right. Seeing as Paul's not here to keep me right as well. To remind me of these things as well. Could I do more there? I could. Do I want to? Nah. Let's leave that as is. And then this little jobby. Well, I suppose you've got to justify your pay somehow, Jen, haven't you? No, always appreciated, Jen. Thank you very much. Because I forget about these things as well. Right, what am I doing? I need to get rid of them. Do I need to get rid of that bluey gain of colour? Skin of grey. It's a bit too far. We could lean into it that way. Just a wee bit more. Like I saw. That gives it more dawn-like feel, doesn't it? Exactly, Jen. If you're a mod on this channel, you earn the big bucks. You work hard for the money. Good Lord. Let's leave manual adjustments alone, Andy. Actually, pushing that way up there. Because like these areas here, they're basically just grey. They just look blue because of the reds. I'm nearly tempted to. I'm not tempted to do anything with that. Not really. Where's the basic? Yeah, just crush the blocks down like so. It's a bit far. That's too much. Increase them, increase that. I've gone too far now, haven't I? Yeah. Undo, 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 undo. I was just trying to get away from that faded kind of look because I didn't think I'd done it enough. So, what am I looking for? Tone curve, that's what I'm looking for. So it's just off there. If I bring this in here, like so. Good evening, Aileen. How are you? Hope you're well. Can you see? Can you tell a difference, Aileen? By the way, without reading the description, can you spot something new about the stream or different about the stream? Well, you're not allowed to read the description unless you already have. So yes, yeah. I think that's all the adjustment we need to do. Yeah, where's it's the bar with the different alternate versions. That's not there. That's what we're on about. Ah, you did notice. Thank you, Aileen. I bought one that said it was good for deep voices, so I'll be able to put on my occasional sexy voice one day, some stage. Just for you, Aileen, of course. Right. Yeah, I think that'll do. Create virtual copy. Let's have a 5x4 crop of this. I'm just wondering where to put it. Go low. Anyways, good to see you, Aileen. How are you? Yeah, like that. And I'm going to try a square and just chop it straight through that red. Because for me, the nice bit's this area here. Down out there, so it's not so the horizon's not slap bang in the middle of the frame. Still nearly tempted to put bright area on, and not from you. No, forget about it, Andy. Not in Lightroom, because it can just be a nightmare. Right, so can I get if needed, a wallpaper out of this one? Well, I know I can, but if it turns out all right, that's the trick. So I'm going to do that. Go more sky. It's a bit dark in that top corner, isn't it? Maybe it's about there. It's not too bad. When I look at this monitor. When I'm looking at this monitor, it's all right. When I look at that one, it's like, good God, it's dark. I can barely see a thing. Right. Okay, so that's our crops done. For Aileen's benefit, we will go through them all now, because there was other versions as well, Aileen. So we've got this one, obviously, which we've just cropped. Square crop. 5x4. The original. And then the other... Oh, right. There's always something, isn't there, Aileen? Always something. It's just an excuse for you to have to spend money. Although the reason I got updated the graphics card earlier in the year is because like Premiere and Lightroom, I think, basically on Photoshop, has basically said, yeah, this graphics card won't cut it. This will be like your last supported version. I'm like, well, I've got some money at the minute. I better spend some of it on something sensible. So I got the graphics card. So that's the original. And then this one, we only got the one crop out of this one, I think. Yeah. Just tightened in that 3x2 crop. Quite. Yeah, it's not the best one of the day. And then these ones, we got 3 crops out of 5x4. 16x9, 2x1, then the original. So I think we've had a decent evening. I think we've had a decent evening. Thank you, Serge. Thank you very much. And it's after 9 o'clock. Sorry, not 8 o'clock. So we've done well tonight. Although I did talk for half an hour to start with, didn't I? Right. So yeah, them's the versions. Turned out nice. Turned out nice again. So anyways, thank you very much for joining me this evening. Always a pleasure to see you. And we've made something, I was going to say a little bit different, but they all kind of end up looking like the same. But the way we achieved this one was a bit different to normal. Obviously using very light images, using the difference blend mode, and then using inverting to bring it back to something else, and then adding color, and turned out lovely. So yeah, always entertaining to do something like that. So I think that's about all I have for you this evening. It will have to do. Yeah, so just recapping, what did we talk about at the start? What do I need to tell you? So I am thinking about calendars. Those of you who learned here to start with. Yeah, that's probably the main thing. So expect to see something about those, hopefully before October, because I'm so slow. But yeah, there's not much else. No, Sergio, good to see you. Thank you very much for coming along. Yes, we'll see you. We'll see you on Friday, Serge. It'll be good to see you, and hopefully one or two others as well. And always good to chat. Always good to chat. Right. I don't think I've got anything else. Yeah, it was just the calendars coming up. Everything else was just speculative, wasn't it? Hope so, Jen. It's always good to see you. But yes, so Patreon people or YouTube members, whatever, either or. I will be sending out the link and all that for our Zoom chat on Friday. It'll be in the VIP section. I think it'll be in the VIP section of Discord as well if you're on that. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you Friday. If any of you want to be in on that Zoom chat at 7:30 on Friday, you can sign up to the Patreon for as little as £3.50, I think it is, and you get wallpapers and stuff. So yes, that kind of thing is open to you if you're a Patreon supporter or a YouTube member, either or. Right. I think that'll do. Thank you very much for being part of this test for the new mic. Hopefully it sounded like it went down well. I'll listen back to the stream to see how it did sound. See if there's any more tweaking I need to do. But yeah, basically, thank you very much for being part of this test. And yeah, and I'll just continue waffling on. All right. Right, lovely to see you all. Thank you very, very much for spending your Tuesday with me. It's always a pleasure, never a chore. And we will see you next Tuesday, I think. What date's next Tuesday? Where's me calendar? Next Tuesday, the 29th. Yeah. Yes, I should be fine for that. The following week, I might not be. I think it's the 5th. I may not be on the. I might not be live on the 5th, but I should be here next week for you. But yeah, you never know. There might be random streams anytime. Because that's kind of the way I'm feeling at the minute. A little bit mad, a little bit crazy. So yes, hit the like button if you've enjoyed it, everybody. I know 7 you already have, so. There's only 10 of you watching, so. Right, thank you all very much for watching, and we will see you next time. So until then, keep it hard. See yous.